set. We are in a tie match at the trial. Double gen pop to avoid the deadlock. They do go down. There is a haste status effect. They do have to be careful here. The hatch is going to spawn momentarily. Deadhard could get them the distance to get it too. Shot.
Really smart play on the ace. Oh my god, getting shot through the window.
No longer have distortion, and they are gonna teleport here. I think they get there in time. Yes!
Oh, the grab! Yes! That is disappointing.
This is be a 4-man out because
Yeah, but they will be able to block this. Yo, getting caught on that. Ace coming with the body block. Oh, they were here. All right, welcome back, everybody, to Champs of the Fog. I'm not Guiltspire, but I am joined by... That's right, nobody. We're back in it again. Again, sorry for the delay. There's a couple of personal issues on the back end. Guiltspire is currently indisposed. They might be joining me later. We'll have to see. But in the moment, we got Eviscerate versus Aberration. I haven't been around for a Sunday stream in a long time. So this is going to be great. I'm looking forward to seeing both of these teams go at it. I don't think I've seen much of them since the qualifier. So this will be a treat for sure. We're going to be going to Gas Heaven. And I'm not saying yesterday wasn't great. Yesterday was fantastic. I thoroughly enjoyed seeing inside maps. But I'm kind of glad to be going back to, you know, a little bit of comp normalcy, because we're going to be seeing Gas Heaven with a hillbilly mirror. So I can only imagine these two teams have a little bit of camaraderie and love for each other. Seeing a hillbilly mirror at this high up, flexing to see who's got the better killer. And then, you know, second set, we'll lead it back. We'll see some slightly more normal play, I guess you could say, from this. But I don't get to see hillbilly too often, so I'm super excited to see this going into this round. Again, a little bit of trouble in the back when we had to not only get me set up for streaming, because I just got back from lunch and I did not know what was going on. And then on top of that, getting the teams back into a different lobby and trying to figure out that whole situation. So thanks for sticking with us. We do appreciate your patronage. I'm not going to roll an ad break on you because we are going to be loading in hopefully very shortly here. I don't think there's again, I'm not hitting on console players. Some of my best friends are console players, but a lot of consoles do take a lot longer to load in, and it's great when you have a PC lobby, just because you see that loading screen as soon as the tiles flip back over and fade away. It's like, you know, within 15 seconds the game is gonna like start up. So that said, Eviscerate will be killing first here with Hillbilly, and I'm kind of excited to see some great curves going on. I've only seen one Hillbilly games during the qualifiers, and every time since then I haven't seen Hillbilly yet this season, so I'm kind of excited to see what these teams got going at it. But we shouldn't have too much longer here as the bar as loaded out. Again, thanks for sticking around. Sometimes these things happen on the back end, so we're just trying to take care of it. And okay, good. I just realized my mic's also working. I didn't even do a mic check before this. That's how helter-skelter this stream was getting set up. We had no mic, but Billy is here. I'm turning down that saw because my ears are very delicate. And we're not even seeing a corrupt intervention. I'm not hitting on console players. My word, I have not seen something like this in a long time. Last time I saw a killer not take corrupt intervention, that was not an inside map. It was not a good sign, but Billy already finding an ace and taking chase very quickly. No pallet here immediately, so we'll have to see how this Billy handles it with the engravings and the low pro, but hitting the back of the truck, unfortunately. And it looks like A's able to get a little bit of distance away. Not going after the Nancy after all. Good mind game there, hiding the red stain, and looks like Billy has another shot at getting this ace here if they don't drop his pallets. They do, and they get the stun even. Pixel perfect drop there, and Billy is no longer interested. His lunch has been soured. If they had actually rode the top of that car and got the hit on Nancy, I might have screamed a little bit. Ooh, very good use of low pro there, getting distance. And Nancy might have to be careful here. It's not the safest without that door now. They will be able to drop this pallet, but after that, there's nothing left. Oh, so close. Almost getting a health state out of them in the process. You can tell these survivors are very adept at looping the Billy here. Good low pro value there. Missing the firecracker as well as we see this Nancy going into the back half of the map. That chainsaw is very close to overheating. Yeah, this Nancy now has nowhere to go, so I imagine... I say that, and there's still a pallet here somehow. Has to be careful with the overheat, and they get the curve after all. Nancy going down as one gen completes. Well done. Again, sorry that the volume has to be lower, but y'all know the chainsaw is just so loud. 3 gens now done. I mean, it's to be expected. Chases that go on this long. To be fair, this is some of the best Billy play I see generally anyway. It's so hard to play Billy at a high level and get value. This killer doesn't seem to have much return for high skill cap sometimes. Let's put it that way. I hate playing the killer, but I love watching people play them at a high level. Yeah, I think we're going to see a little bit of a camp out here. Again, 2 totems in play. Survivors know it is Ruin. And actually, it looks like there might even be 3 totems here. Obviously, it's not going to be Haunted Ground, but I'm very curious. Very curious what that 3rd totem might be, since we do not see Corrupt Intervention. I'm surprised that actually didn't have Collision. Allowing for the unhook to happen there. Dwight coming in. Beautiful curve, but the Dwight having that 5-head sensibility, and is going to dodge to the side. Billy not having any of it is going to instead chase after this ace across the map. Still plenty of pallets over here. Looks like it was Undying that got cleansed, however, still 2 totems remain. I wonder what spice this Billy has for us. Beautiful curve around the locker. This Billy knows his collision very well, and second hook here coming in on the ace. Beautiful stuff there. Looks like Ruin is still up as that gen is progressing. It looks like it's a Pentimento as well, so looks like a 4 hex build possibly, but this Pentimento is going to be beautiful for this team. Getting the unhook, but not bothering to go after it. Instead, going to go break this door. Not quite able to curve around the truck. Ruin is still up. Surprisingly, survivors have not gone and gotten Ruin yet, just gotten 1 totem. Billy doesn't have the worst setup here either. This chases down a couple of pallets. This is almost a dead zone here, as Ruin is going to be eating these gens, and Pentimento is going to be slowing down significantly. Great hit on the low pro there, and I imagine they'll try and get this down. Revving up the chainsaw again to gain some distance, and deciding to break the chase entirely? Yeah, they might be worried about that gen that they saw the ace on. Ruin has done a number on it. It looks like it's barely 30%. Low pro value again. Oh, I love it. Low pro chains has to be one of the coolest add-ons. Honestly, 10 out of 40 would even be getting value at this point. Skimming along the side. See how the Billy handles Shaq right here, as this is a classic good old 1v1 scenario. That window is blocked off. And without being vaulted multiple times, I think it is safe to say now that we can say that that 3rd totem is in fact crowd control. Not something you see very often, but I do appreciate it. Again, I am personally not much of a hex enjoyer myself these days, as I feel like hexes are just too exposed, but Billy getting quite a significant amount of value from that hex, possibly. It looks like they do manage to cleanse another totem. It looks like with that vault being still blocked, it is Ruin that got cleansed, so crowd control is still available. Pentimento was also cleansed, worth noting. Nancy might be going down here, though. Baiting at a dead hard. And it looks like they don't have it after a couple of revs. Second hook coming in here for the Nancy. I imagine that main building generator might be popping soon with the lack of Pentimento to slow it down. However, they do have a chance to put another stack of Pentimento down on the ground. Not a significant amount of progress based on the listening. Yeah, that is going to slow down these survivors just a little bit. Nancy, however, is a good target now. With 2 gens still up, Billy has put on a significant amount of pressure. Not going for the tunnel after all, instead going to after this ace. Ace also having 1 hook on them so far. Beautiful. I would say that's even a flick a little bit. Not even a full curve, just a flick back and forth. Looks like Bill probably finishing that gen in the corner there. Cleansing that Pentimento very quickly, not having any of it. Billy is now a crowd-controlled gamer. Such high-level Billy play is really inspiring to see. Again, I don't know if I could ever have the patience to learn this killer fully, but very good play so far. Billy looking around, maybe not wanting to quite... Oh, I'm not gonna lie, I hate the collision on these trees. Stars do finish that last gen. Doesn't look like an adrenaline, maybe an adrenaline, maybe Leighton on the Dwight here. Fresh down on the Dwight. I think this will be a total of 3 points. Wonder if Nancy comes back in for this. They do not. The fresh hook on the Dwight here. Not worrying about getting killed, just trying to get as many points for their team as possible. Trying to see if the Nancy ran over here. Does not look like it. There might be a survivor in that corner of those cars. I cannot tell. Yeah, they saw the scratch marks over there and baited out the Nancy. The question is, can they get her? They do! Catching her between the two cars just in time to hold the collision there. And now they got to slug Anna down. Ace over here. Bill still not accounted for. Bill is on the door. We might be seeing a potential 2K here from this killer, especially with an extra fresh hook. Unbreakable on the Nancy. Sprint burst as well. The Billy's gonna be right there and with them. Wonder if that could potentially be a Soul Guard as well. Not betting off too far as they do want to catch this survivor and make sure they die. Almost getting that hitbox on the side. However, it is going to overheat, and so probably waiting out this borrow time. Hopefully no decisive. We haven't seen any second chance besides the Unbreakable this game. Waiting out the borrow time fully. Wants to secure at least this one kill. Yeah, really well done from this killer. And I'm saying that because obviously I put Billy in a very low tier for comp play, and this Billy has played out of their mind. Survivors, again, played practically, I would say, perfectly. Survivors executed absolutely as they should in a match like this. And now I want to see if Billy can secure this killer, if there is a latent DS. If there's going to be a DS, it's going to be very last second here. See the A's over here as well. I don't think they have a flashlight. Yeah, they have a toolbox. If they have toolbox charge left, they could Sabo. Oh, now they got a heal tech going on. Ah! Waiting it out. One of them is going to be hooked. I think they want the... yeah, he does get the Dwight. Dwight has 2 hook stages left. And now I just got to see, is there a decisive strike on this Dwight? There was a decisive strike. They waited it out. Unbelievable. Well done to this team. I believe that's going to be an 8-stage or 7-stage 1K here. Yeah, it's going to be a 7-stage 1K for this Billy. Only one fresh survivor, the Bill, being able to make it out here. Well done. Oh, man. Yeah. Billy's sniffing that out, and yeah, we see that Hex crowd control as well, but they did, in fact, have the decisive strike in addition to the adrenaline there. Yeah, that was Unbreakable on the Nancy as well. No Soul Guard to be seen. Beautiful job there, though. Well played to both of these teams. So with that said, beginning this next trial underway, as we do have a second Billy on its way on the same map from, I believe it's going to be Aberration will be killing this time. So well done. Super fun game. That was a genuine pleasure to watch. Some really, really good curves in there as well. But we'll see how this next killer is able to handle these survivors. And with that, we'll be taking a short ad break to get this set up on the back end. Again, we do appreciate you sitting around through these ads. Any bits, donation, subs help us keep things going on the back end. And with that said, we'll be back in a very short minute. Stay tuned, folks. All right, folks, welcome back to trial number 2. It's loading in very shortly here. Again, we're going to be seeing a hillbilly from Eviscerate this time. And I'm very curious. I love these mirrors because it really highlights, one, how adept a Survivor Squad is against a certain killer, but also, is that killer just kind of cracked out on a specific style? So I'm kind of excited to see here, but we'll be loading in very shortly. Again, it is going to be the Billy on Gas Heaven, and I can appreciate this skin a little bit. I can appreciate it. This time we do have the corrupt intervention. Nia is caught out of nowhere, so they will be able to make it to the shack. Another Hex crowd control? Okay, is this just a Billy thing that I have missed out on that Hex crowd control is? Also worth noting, if you guys can see it, it is a faster chainsaw revving speed. That means we do have, and you see the purple add-on, they are a 4.4 killer, but they do have that faster rev speed. And this is going to be a very, very early basement down here. Very interesting to see. Almost a completely different build from this previous killer. First basement hook happening. Remember that first hook happened on the other game relatively quickly, but still then 2 to 3 gens popped off after that chase. But this is a very early hook. Corrupt is still just hitting a minute. Except for running in, crowd control going to take out of that window. And they are not going to use the chainsaw after all. Honestly, with a minute of Corrupt almost up still, I would be camping a little bit. Ace over Ruin as well, so they do have, we know 3 of their perks now. Yeah, they're content to keep this the second stage, and honestly, I don't blame them. With a minute of Corrupt still, you can see 2 gens being worked on. They can't be too cozy, because Billy can come over here and just say hi to them. Claudette knows that they can get around that corner, and they are not scared of this killer. Ace as well continuing to work on it. Not able to pressure these gens, I think, as much as Billy would like there. Yeah, not quite committing just yet, though it does seem like they are willing to commit now. Yeah, second stage is secure. It looks like that middle gen does, in fact, pop. As, again, there's no low pro on this killer. Going back to this basement, Cerberus might have to be careful here. That rev is very fast. They don't care. They only have eyes for this. Yeah, I would think without a decisive strike, they do have the dead hard. Not wanting to take the stun there, and now it's just a safe loop. No low pro action. However, Claudette willing to sacrifice themselves entirely for it as another gen pops. 2 hook stages so far. Third one coming in. Possible flashlight blade. Not quite the range they needed there as the angle was there. First hook on this Claudette, and now they got to find this Nia, wanting to tunnel them out of the game. Deliverance, it seems like, from the Claudette, as I think they do find the Nia, the tunnel target they so desire. Third gen popping. It's amazing to me that despite that early hook and Corrupt still being up for a minute, these survivors seem to have almost equalized that original pressure, just in a different order. Claudette there to potentially take the hit if necessary. And trying to body block for this Nia, possibly with the Deliverance as well. Crowd control still up, and it's going to make this a lot more difficult. Body block coming in from the Claudette. This Claudette has no sense of self-preservation whatsoever, and I'm kind of here for it. Chasing Nia into the back of the map now. They still have a palace, so it will still be safe for them to loop. However, I imagine as soon as the survivor dies, they might be in a bit of trouble coming back. Good vacuum there. I wouldn't have thought that angle had it. Look at the zoning this Billy is able to do here. I'm so impressed. However, Claudette did get picked up. It's coming in again. Says, no, I will even give you a second hook stage. I know I don't have decisive anymore. And Billy says, sure, you can go back on the ground. They are going to opt for the hook and deciding not to waste too much more time in this chase. A 4th gen going down, realizing the survivors are sticking to gens as we speak. They have not bothered cleansing either of these totems yet. That last gen in the corner popping as well as we see last perk is No-Ed. I guess not to be too surprised. I don't know if we would have expected a no-way out on Billy. No-Ed is quite a strong perk indeed. However, Ace is looking mighty tasty, it seems, as that survivor is on second stage still. winning the mind game, seemingly. Other exit gate is open. They do get the unhook on the Claudette, so everybody is accounted for in this Billy's map here. Question is, where are these survivors? Where is the Lori more accurately? There, don't have to ask for too long. Claudette, or I'm sorry, not Claudette. Mia does get healed in the main building. I'm sorry, in the exit gate. Getting the stun on the Billy. Question is, can Lori still get out of this game without getting hits? Claudette coming in and saying, I have decisive, take me instead. This exit gate seems to be almost ready though. Yeah, they will take the hit. And I imagine Lori is even more scared than before. However, this pallet is still available since the ace did not drop it. Yeah, and this loop is pretty safe for the people on the Claudette. However, Lori will end up going down. Nia, a little bit of danger zone here after the For the People play. Dropping that pallet for safety. Possible live? No. I really think this Claudette wants to take a decisive strike here. I think they still have it too. No, they don't. Very surprising play here as Claudette is dead now. And Lori is still on the ground. This is gonna be a fresh hook as well. I think Billy is gonna be able to pull this ahead in points here with a possible 2K. Unless I'm wrong, I don't think breakout is allowed, but I'm very interested to see what's going on here with this Nia as they are still broken. Maybe just trying to body block and cause them to get a time to wiggle off. However, I don't think, yeah, the servers will have to take their outs here as there is no way to get this Lori off hook. There's no way to cleanse that totem in time. Strong 2K, 9-stage 2K from this Billy here. Really well played. I was very impressed. And I think I'm wondering if how much a corrupt was a factor here versus the other game. It's hard to say, though. That start from this Billy was very strong. That early down at Shack was insane. There was a Soul Guard to be had, so I'm wondering if that might have been something they were trying to line up after the down was a Soul Guard for the people play. You don't see it too often, but it pays off. It is beautiful. Really, really well done there. And yeah, seeing that crowd control. I'm guessing crowd control is just something that Billy's bring, but really fun games regardless. But with that said, I do believe, let me check these points real quick. Yeah, it looks like Aberration will be taking the W there for that first set. And so we're moving into set number 2 here. A little bit more, I say standard. I don't see Deathslingers that often in comp, but when I do, it's some good shots normally. So we're going to be back on the Suffocation Pit now with Deathslinger versus an Artist coming later from Eviscerate. So I'm very interested to see how that goes. I've seen a couple of Deathslingers here and there, and generally it is pretty spicy. I'm kind of here for it, but again, not a killer that I would say is like the highest tier when it comes to competitive play. So we'll see how that goes for Aberration here. But with that said, once again, we'll be taking a short ad break here. If you didn't know, we are partnered with Stream for a Cause, sponsoring they are a charity organization that we have teamed up with to create Champions for a Cause, and it will ultimately be benefiting a tournament at the end of the year for Champion of Champions, where every winner of a season of COTF will be invited back to duke it out in one last tournament at the end of the year. And all donations going to Stream for a Cause through Champions for a Cause will adversely affect the prize pool going towards that as well. So if you're feeling charitable, every dollar helps, and I appreciate it. With that said, we'll be back in a very short break. Stay tuned. All right, welcome back, folks. We'll be loading in very shortly. Again, a suffocation. It's also just weird seeing a suffocation pit for Deathslinger because there's so much LOS block in the center. But you know what? Maybe this Slinger is just built a little bit differently from what I'm used to. So maybe we'll see some crack shots, or maybe I'm going to be sitting there crying and buying Deathslinger drink after the game's over. We'll have to see. But with that said, we'll be loading in here very shortly, folks. And we have Bolitar. I hope that's their name, not Bolitar. Bolitar? I'm sorry. I probably botched that. But we see them on the Slinger. Very split corrupt as they spawned in the center here. They're going to be trying to find their first chase of the game. They do see scratch marks over here. Someone did spawn. And where there is blood, there is a Lori. Taking the first hit, not really bothering to use their ability just yet. And I can say it because the survivors are well aware. I knew about this beforehand loading into the game. I'm super excited to see how this plays out for the Slinger. Survivors know about it because they just took a hit. There is a really weird perk right now called Dissolution that is being used on the Slinger, and I want to see how this plays out for them. Not a perk I would have expected to have seen on this killer, but I am here for it. I am here for that spice. And worth noting, we do see a totem in the background as well. That is Ruin. Those survivors are well aware of that. However, it doesn't last very long as it is cleansed. Lori does get shot. And it looks like the body block is proper, so Ace will be taking the hit instead there. Good body block. Not time to reload just yet. Though it does seem like Ace is getting a little bit zoned here, so they will probably take a moment to reload and maybe not even have to reload after all, as this Ace is kind of without a pallet. Another body block coming in, but it's not going to be in time. For a second, I thought they were going to try a For the People play there. Going ahead and dropping this out. There is a For the People play after all. Dwight was not just baiting it. However, after this reload, one of them is going to be going down here. Only sparing a couple of seconds for this Ace. Maybe worried about a potential Soul Guard as well. That might have been the plan there. Which, if that was the case, very good coordination. This is the kind of stuff that I wish I saw in pubs more often, as it has created a little bit of diverse gameplay. But first hook coming in here for the killers. The first gen pops. Couldn't be better timing there. And now the Corrupted Invention is also expired. Second gen popping as well. Survivors not taking these chases lightly. However, two survivors are still injured. It looks like they are chasing after someone who is injured. Is the Dwight. Not taking the... Oh, Deadheart will get him around that corner as well. Not taking the window at that time. It's like Lori is coming in here for the unhook. And they will take a hit for the Ace as well. And they aren't going to bother with the trade at all. They're just going to take this Lori for granted. Second hook for this killer. I don't imagine a third gen is going to pop just yet. Dwight does get healed, possibly in the shack, possibly even a inner healing, as that was a locker escape as well as a vault. Survivor seemingly reset. L, but Ace has been healed at this point. Some progress on the center. It looks like it was the Claudette there, but not opting to take chase there. And I don't blame them. This center area is a bit rough for Slinger. Yeah, I think they are content just to wait to see who comes for them for this unhook. We'll say Claudette is not taking any chances. They are staying well out of line of sight as soon as the Slinger comes around. And it does make sense. You don't want to get caught out. Ooh, good mind game there from the Claudette, as they did have time to go back into the tower instead, escape to the TNL wall. However, this will probably result in a hit. Laurie seemingly with the Dolores, which makes sense as they were the first one to get that unhook. Possibly an overcome on this Claudette as they got plenty of distance to get into this mine shaft. Ace, however, has not healed and is still on a gen back here. They might... Oh, I wish that would have hit. I'm not biased toward the kill or anything, but I wish that would have hit. That would have been so sweet. Unfortunately, we'll have to wait for another compilation for YouTube as this chase is continuing. Ace pre-dropping that pallet and getting as much distance as possible. However, seems like Claudia is still here as well. Able to drop that pallet. Ace over here again. Need to be careful here. Two gens popping almost simultaneously. All of a sudden, this gen that Ace is on is all of a sudden a very worrisome target, as it is ready to be done. Claudette does get healed. And I imagine what we'll see is this this survivor getting hooked back here and then waiting for this gen to regress entirely as they camp it out for a kill. However, survivors may not be having any of it. Dwight is on the way. I believe that is a toolbox as well. There's charges left on it. Okay, they do have a hook over here, so they will be able to chase this Dwight away. I was wondering what that Dwight might be doing over. However, they do have 4 of the people. We'll see if there's some kind of little exit gate trick for the end game here. We'll just wait to see. Do they double up on a separate gen in the back? So as again, there is no 3 gen to be spoken of. Again, kind of hard to try and hold down a 3 gen when you are a 110 killer like Slinger. Interestingly, I do think we saw that, yeah, we see the Dwight inside the suffocation pit. 2 survivors unaccounted for. I can't imagine they aren't doubling a gen together, getting it done in about 47 seconds. And it would allow for an unhook as well if they do it fast enough into an endgame. Though I don't imagine... Again, I don't know who could have the adrenaline here, though. But it coming in to try and get this unhook ready, as I imagine the Lori is ready to pop this generator at any time. Body block coming in as well from the Dwight. Waiting out this borrowed time. This is the kind of stuff I see in pubs. Ace being like, no, go after your Dwight. And there you see it. They do have the adrenaline on the Ace. However, Killer does have a little trick up there. So we do see that haze status effect. Not only are they 4% faster, but they also are going to murder the next survivor with impunity. Do we see a cheeky shot through there? No, they don't want to chance it. However, they will get the shot on the Dwight here. I believe this will be first took on the Dwight. I love the animation. And barring that they aren't able to cleanse Noah, I think this will be a camp to death. Which, being that I believe it is a fresh survivor, that is a full 6 points coming in here for this killer. And there you have it. Both exit gates on this side of the map, though. This one towards the middle a little bit. They do cleanse Noah, however. Survivor is possibly looking to make an escape attempt here. Not just taking the 3 men out. The question is, if they go in for the unhook here, I imagine they would send in Ace as they are death hook and not risk giving them a hook trade with the Claudette, as Claudette is the only fresh survivor at this point. But a beautiful endgame execution from these survivors here. Yeah, we see Ace coming in. I would imagine Lori and Ace as well, though. Getting the shot on the Lori. What an amazing hit there. Leaving them broken. And I believe I believe it is the pill add-on there that when the hook or the chain breaks, the what do you call it? The cooldown time is lowered, and they do get the successful unhook. However, unless some cheeky shot there, they are going to manage to get the 4-man escape. Just beautiful endgame execution from the survivor squad. And again, from a Slinger's perspective, like, Slinger is a very tough killer to wield, and I don't believe Dissolution ended up paying off after all, unfortunately. As I do think, I do enjoy a little bit of mix-up and spice, but unfortunately not able to pay off as survivors played around Dissolution very well and not giving this killer any value. And then, again, I can't hate it. It's just too beautiful. The 4 people Soul Guard play was in effect there. As I do believe, yeah, this was the A. So they did, in fact, have Soul Guard. Just everything teed up perfectly for the Survivor Squad. And so with that said, a very strong showing as we go into this final trial here. As again, we will see a artist clinching out the game here for Eviscerate. And from my perspective, artist, pretty dang strong killer in most situations. I've seen some incredibly strong games by some artist killers. So I'm curious to see how that will play out for our killer here as we go into this final trial. But with that said, we'll be taking one last ad break here as we get that set up. So again, if you sit through some ads, we really appreciate it. Any bits, donations, ad watching, or subs all helps us out on the back end. As you see, new season, new look. We're pretty proud of it. I know you've been liking it a lot, and we really do appreciate the feedback, as again, we try to make this a better viewing experience for all of our viewers. So stick around if you can. We'll be back shortly. All right, folks, welcome back. We're getting into this game very quickly as I had to take a small break as well. Going into this game, it was 18-11 in favor of the survivors previously. So now Aberration essentially has to mirror this showing to even tie this set, let alone win it. And with the score being as close as it is, it's very possible we might even have a tie match point here, which might force out a tiebreaker potentially. We'll have to see. It all comes down to this. Artist, what you got? And what they don't have is corrupt intervention. That's right, folks. We have another game where this killer is not running corrupt intervention. I think this team as a whole is just against the idea of running corrupt. And you know what? Maybe they're just preparing for this next update. I can appreciate that. That said, they do get one set of crows, and possibly, yeah, they do get the injury on the Dwight there. Beautiful hits. Possibly vaulting back. I think the artist even confused, like, sir, the vault is that direction. Trying to get a cheeky flashlight blind, but it does not pay off. These survivors are trying to play with style, and I can appreciate that. If they had actually managed to get that, I think I might have fell out of my chair. The artist was even checking. He was like, is there somebody there? But trying to hide it, but not quite able to get that angle. I do appreciate you. I see you, survivors. I appreciate it, but ultimately that will result in a first hook. Even without corrupt intervention, no gens have popped just yet. Bill taking a hit from the crows as Artist comes back to see how their hook buddy is doing. And it looks like Dwight is just hanging in there, folks. I'm sorry. Anyway, with that said, it's hard solo casting, okay? What can I say? Guilt doesn't pay me enough for this. Yeah, it looks like we're just gonna see this this artist kind of camp out this first second. You know what? I kind of get it. They know what the win con is here. If they're able to kill a survivor, it's gonna be very hard for these survivors to come back. Imagine you get at least 1 or 2 hooks extra. Just continuing to harass survivors, harassing that totem as well, as we do see multiple totems here. Not just the casual, what I would expect to be Ruin Undying, as Dwight does go to second stage. One gen finally going down as this artist comes and checks out. Seeing scratch marks, this middle gen getting worked on as well. Also, now noticing as well, there are 4 really tightly knit gens. This is kind of an artist paradise here, especially with Ruin still up. Oh wait, never mind. Right, Nancy was working on the, I keep forgetting this perk is known to survivors, so I can say it. That third perk that you're seeing on the game right now as a totem is, in fact, Thrilled the Hunt. And Dwight says, I will be fine to go down under this pallet. Thank you very much, artist. Though Nancy coming in here, 1 totem going down. It looks like it's a Pentimento as well, as that is a white totem. So we know all the effective perks. Undying getting cleansed there, as Ruin and Thrill the Hunt are still up at the moment. And I imagine we'll probably see a Pentimento come in here very shortly. Bill going down as well. I imagine they'll probably get the pickup on the Dwight here, as they are Death Hook at the moment, thanks to that progression. So Nancy's also in a really bad spot here. Wandering over here, it looks like Dwight just picked himself up either a Soul Guard or Unbreakable, though at the time that it took, I'm guessing it was probably an Soul Guard, as there are plenty of hexes here. However, Nancy not quite able to get the crows off, though. Artis also not taking the chance and firing at Dwight either. Kind of surprised by that. Maybe they were expecting the Nancy to be able to get that cleanse of crow off. However, Dwight looking like they're going to be just barely able to get off of the Artis range, and Bill also getting picked up as well. So Survivors have effectively reset against this Artis, minus the Dwight that is still in chase, going to the shack now. More crow cleansing, getting tongue-tied here, on the Dwight here from the Nancy, as what do you know, the Artis also is a 115, and using it to great advantage here. Nancy doing a really good job of keeping this Dwight alive. They are the Dwight's only lifeline here. Good fake there, not quite able to get it though, as they were lining up a crow potentially, but faking it to get the Dwight to vault back. Nancy going down as the Artis has had enough of their shenanigans. This flashlight putting in more work than you'd ever imagine here. First hook coming in for the Nancy. As worth noting, Survivors have really, I'm about to say, one gen going down here. I imagine a second gen possibly coming in, as I think that was two separate Survivors. Dwight, though, caught out unawares. And they are going to go right for that hook, y'all. This is death hook for the Dwight. And with that fresh hook on the Nancy, I think this might be just enough to secure the set for Eviscerate here. However, obviously with the scores being close, this match point is still in contention. Actually, I say that was 3 separate Survivors actually in the previous game, so not quite yet. As of right now, the Survivors still have one more hook to give, but if they hook even the Nancy here again, it'll be enough to seal the set point here. Sorry, I might have spoken prematurely. I can sometimes do these point values on the fly. Looks like Ace will probably be taking a hit here. Yeah, not quite able to get away, and now the Ace is kind of in a no-man land situation. Running away, but it's not going to be enough. Deadhard, I spoke too soon. Deadhard will be able to get them a distance. Able to dodge the crow. That is some nerves of steel, folks. As you were between a rock and a hard place there. Nancy coming in again. MVP's all-star here with the flashlight, gonna take a hit. Though, unfortunately, Ace is still kind of out here in the middle of no man's land. Yeah, and they are going to be going down there. Nancy not in time as another totem gets cleansed. This will be, I believe, first hook on the Ace. This will secure the set point. The question is now, can the Survivors get enough gens done and get enough stages out the door to secure the W for the match? Ruin is still up. Nancy coming back here for the unhook. Very ballsy play. Without a borrowed time, I would be very scared of doing such a thing. A little bit of R reading, I believe that is from the add-on. Ace is like, hey there, buddy, what's going on? I'm taking a hit for that last second of borrowed time. However, now both Survivors are in a massive pickle here. I don't know how they're gonna get Ace taking the hit as Nancy goes down as well. I imagine Ace having a decisive strike they want to utilize here. And now the Bills kind of just doing solo gens at the moment. Though I do expect one more gen to possibly fall. No, they are cleansing. And that is the, yeah, that is Thrill of the Hunt that got cleansed, not Ruin. Possibly worried about an Unbreakable too, as they might probably brought, yeah, I would imagine they brought Soul Guard and Unbreakable to this game, seeing as hexes are very popular at the moment. Yeah, waiting out a possible DS or Unbreakable here from this Ace. Going for it after all, saying, forget it, I'll take it. And I don't think it's been 16. I'm guessing Ace didn't have decisive strike after all. Bill coming in here for the unhook on Nancy. But at this point, I'm wondering if we've reached a critical mass of hook stages currently, as two Survivors are death hook. Bill not being hooked yet at all, it is fresh. there might be a critical mass of points where even the match point is out of contention now. Nancy does go down. Bill is going to be able to get the unhook on the ace. They're going to leave Nancy down as they have not eaten a decisive strike yet, so they are a bit weary of it. Looks like they're lighting up their Pentimento. Yeah, I better say Ace's bluff is a bit called at this point. Bill going over and getting the Nancy up. Wondering if there might be a soul guard from this Nancy even, potentially. No soul guard from the Nancy as they go down. Now Bill having to run away. Yeah, we might be looking at a potential at least 3K, possibly 4K here from our artist. Really good patience on the Bill not to take a hit from those crows. Yeah, it looks like they are ready to go back and hook this Nancy. Seemingly just Ace oblivious and just hanging out on a Jet. However, with Ruin still up and Pentimento still up as well, that Jet is going to be a very slow on. Interesting use of Firecracker, not able to blind the artist just yet as Nancy is now gone and will be back to the campfire. No live from the Ace. I think, I want to say they are a dead hard exhaustion perk. Doesn't matter as that window is now blocked off. Yeah, they do have the dead hard, but it's not going to be enough here. I think the only chance now is that since they do go down on this side of the map, technically the hatch is available, but yeah, that 4gen that the artist found early on just proving to be too strong for these survivors to break. However, Bill, not ready to take the hatch just yet, is caught out. And I imagine we will see them get downed and hooked here very quickly. Really, really good play from this artist so far. It's been some great mind games. Again, Ruin just doing a whole lot of work this match. Dropping the pal prematurely does not pay off. And Bill does go down. And with that, I do believe Eviscerate will be taking not only the set point here, but also the match as well. However, if my memory serves me correctly, Aberration did take the set point, so they do have a little bit of a consolation prize here. Yeah, now just looking for that slug. Cheeky teabags from Ace as they do get picked up. I'm guessing since no, it was Nancy got that down, so they might have Soul Guard here, or at the very least a very latent unbreakable. However, with the way that hooks are on this game right now, good dead hard to avoid the crow down there. However, I guess if you really want to deny this artist points, I do think you have the potential to go down in this corner. As Nancy died here, I don't think there is a hook for them to use here. Yeah, I think going down here you're fine. There's still a hook to be had, but well, looks like the artist. I was about to say, artists having a cookout here or something? No, they're just waiting for that build to go to second stages. Yeah, well, no, even with this hook here, even with the corner, they might not be able to bleed out. So, with that said, this is Death Hook for the Ace, and that is going to end it for this match today. With Eviscerate coming out on top, that final score will be totaled in very shortly here, but very, very strong artist gameplay, and they're going to be able to take home the W. And there we have it. Yeah, we do have an Unbreakable in this game, as well as Soul Guard. Love to see it. Also, yep, Streetwise, no built. Oh, right, no, built loss is not allowed. I forgot. I forget some places have it. Yeah, Streetwise coming in to help get extra value of this flashlight. And this flashlight did a lot of work against this artist. Very good counterplay, but ultimately artist able to prevail in the end. So well played from both sides. But yeah, with that said, Eviscerate will take the match point and that set point as well. However, Aberration did, if I remember correctly, yeah, memory serves me correctly, Aberration did take set point in set number 1. So 2-1 victory. So congratulations to Eviscerate on your win, and GG's well played to Aberration. But with that said, I do believe that is our last match of the day, as the other two had to be rescheduled for scheduling purposes. With that said, you've been watching Champions of the Fog. I've been your host, LittleRugaard. Thanks for hanging around. I had a blast this weekend. We will see you next week with more matches starting Saturday at 12 CST sharp. You don't want to miss it. Stay tuned, folks.